Week we're doing the 50 facts about me challenge, and we're just gonna start without, we're gonna divide it. What? Hi guys, so this week we're doing the 50 facts about me, and I'm gonna jump right in with some of the basic information. My name is Julia Little. I'm 19 years old. I was actually born in China, but I was adopted at 11 months and brought here to the US, and ever since then I've lived in Connecticut in Stonington. I have no siblings. I'm an only child, but I have a dog named Leo. He's a yellow lab and I love him so much. He's just the sweetest. I'm currently at the University of Connecticut studying, I'm not 100% sure what. It's kind of been going back and forth right now between history or psychology, so I have to make a decision in the next year or so, but I'm still a sophomore, so I have some time to decide. I'm 5'7", I think, like 5'7 1/4" maybe. I am currently in a relationship, have been for about 4 years now, I guess 3.5 technically. I don't know what I'm doing now. Okay. My shoe size is a 7, 7.5. I have pretty small feet. I used to be an 8, but I guess my feet have shrunk. So I don't exactly know what happened there, but yes, I'm a 7, 7.5, and I currently work a little bit in a restaurant as a food runner, and so I'm responsible basically for bringing the food from the kitchen to their table. So the next category that we're going to do is favorites, and we're going to start with what's your favorite season, and my favorite season is personally spring because my birthday is in April. And I just love the fact that it's getting warmer and the days are getting longer. My favorite holiday is definitely Thanksgiving. I'm a huge food person, so I love Thanksgiving food. I love turkey and stuffing and everything. My favorite song usually changes. Right now I'm really into Ariana Grande, and so I think my favorite song at the moment is Seven Rings. My favorite YouTube channels to watch include Zoella. I really like watching Jordan Lipscomb from the UK and Chelsea Trevor from Canada. My favorite concert that I've ever been to was probably my first Ed Sheeran concert, which was like 3 years ago. My favorite clothing item is definitely like a nice dress. I really enjoy wearing dresses and skirts in the spring and summer especially. My favorite TV show right now is probably Bones. I really love watching all the forensic science. I think it's really fascinating, and then I just love the characters in it. A lot of people have told me that I'm like Angela, which is a super huge compliment, but I don't exactly see that. My favorite drink is probably water, although when I get sick or in the winter, I drink a lot of ginger ale because it's supposed to be a cure-all for everything. So anytime I'm like feeling a little bit sick, I'm like, okay, ginger ale is the answer. My favorite quote is, "Those who dare to fail miserably can achieve greatly," which is John F. Kennedy. My favorite board game is Monopoly, I think. It's just kind of the only board game that I ever really had in the house, and it was just a lot of fun to play. My favorite animal is definitely dogs. When I grow up, I really want to have like 3 golden retrievers, which my boyfriend says is way too many, but you know, in my opinion, you can never have too many dogs. My favorite makeup brand at the moment is probably NARS, just because they've kind of been there since the beginning of when I started messing around with makeup and kind of really started to get a little more creative and do more daring things, I guess. The next category that we're going to get into is favorite things about yourself. The first thing is, do you have any weird talents? And not really. I can make my tongue into a clover, which is, I guess, kind of a weird talent, so. But I don't know if that's like technically a weird talent. Um, we started YouTube as a group because we wanted to stay in touch with each other, because we were all going to different schools across basically New England. And so we just thought it would be a really fun way to kind of update each other on what's going on in our lives and what we're doing. My last text says, is just like this emoji twice. um, some pet peeves that I have include people who let air out of balloons. That really bothers me. And then also, I have a weird fear of like trucks with caps on them because I think it makes them look too much like hearses. So I just don't think you should do that to a car. I have been to a lot of countries, and I can't remember the exact number. I think it's 5 now. I've been to Australia, Mexico, France, the UK. Technically, I've been to China, but I don't count that because I don't remember it. And then obviously the US. I don't speak any other languages. English is my first language and my only language, basically. But I did take both Spanish and Chinese in middle school and high school. My guilty pleasure is definitely like binge watching Bones because I just love the show so much, and when I'm bored, it's just so nice to sit down and just chill out and do nothing. I have regular, like, just normal ear piercings. I do want to get a second hole at some point, and then I have a tattoo on my right side. A fun fact about myself is that I'm adopted. I think a lot of people are kind of surprised to find that out, but it is something that kind of, in a way, defines who I am. The weirdest thing that I've eaten is probably sweetbreads, which is cow tongue, I think. It's either like cow tongue or cow brain. But I actually really liked them, which was kind of a surprise because my parents didn't tell me what they were until after I ate it, of course. The clothing item that I have most of right now is probably t-shirts. I just have way too many t-shirts. I do dye my hair. I don't know if you can tell, but it's highlighted right now. I started dyeing my hair when I was probably around like 14 or 15, and then I've pretty much been consistently dyeing it like at least once yearly, like once a year since then. So now we're gonna talk about things that are in my past. So did I ever play sports? Yes. I played field hockey in high school and middle school, so I played for a total of like 7 years, but then I quit my junior year of high school. I was also on the swim team for a short period of time when I was in middle school. I've never had braces. I don't think I'll ever need them, and I feel really fortunate because of that. Have I met anyone famous? I met Conan O'Brien one summer because I was lifeguarding in Rhode Island, and he was staying at the hotel that I was lifeguarding at, and so he came up and said hi to us, which I thought was pretty cool. And then also, although I didn't technically meet her, I was in line for the bathroom with Hilary Duff, which was pretty awesome. This was in New York, and I wanted to say hi, but I thought it was kind of weird because, you know, it's a bathroom. My favorite place that I've traveled is definitely Sydney, Australia. I definitely want to go back and just kind of explore more, and I haven't been there since I was in 8th grade, so I think it would be really cool to kind of see it as an older person. So the last category is either or, and so the first one is either Instagram or Snapchat. Definitely an Instagram person. Coffee or tea. I'm kind of in the middle, honestly. I drink a lot of tea, but I've also started drinking a lot of coffee, like as I've gotten older, and especially being at college. For morning classes, like I always need my cup of coffee before I can even like think about learning anything. Netflix or YouTube? Definitely a YouTube person. As much as I like Netflix, I think that YouTube is where I have the most fun, and I find a lot of different interesting people to watch. Stay in or go out? I definitely am a stay in person. I get really grumpy if it's past like 10:30 and then you just don't want to mess with me. Online or in-store shopping? I have to say online usually, just because it's easier, although it's kind of hard to tell sometimes like what's gonna fit you and what's not. So I like to read the reviews to make sure that, like, if there are any suggestions about sizing up or down, those are always super helpful. TV shows or movies? Probably TV shows, just because right now, it's nice because, like, they're shorter, and so you can kind of, like, fit one in between classes, or, like, you can say, okay, you know, I'm gonna watch one episode of this and then I'm gonna do my homework. Morning or night? I'm definitely a morning person more. I tend to get up around like 9:30 at the latest. So that's it for me. You can check out Emma's video for Monday or wait for Liz to upload on Friday. But I'll see you next week. Bye.